The laughter arrived before the documents did. A man's laugh, sharp, intrusive, far too loud for a living room wrapped in Christmas lights. I was still holding a wine glass when my wife pushed the envelope across the table. Crimson nails, unshaking fingers, not a flicker of doubt. Her work husband hovered behind her, leaning against the wall as if he'd earned the right, grinning like someone already counting his winnings. "Time to pay up," he said lightly, like he was hosting a game show reveal. The room carried the scent of pine and cinnamon. The tree blinked softly in the corner. Our framed family photo sat slightly crooked on the shelf. Me, her, a smile that now felt less like memory and more like proof. I didn't open the envelope right away. I studied her face instead. She refused to meet my eyes. That was the moment something inside me went still. I'd always known silence could outshout screaming. I just never imagined it settling in my chest. She cleared her throat. It's for the best." The words sounded empty, rehearsed. Her lawyer stepped in, already outlining timelines and asset divisions, but all I could hear was an echo from months earlier. Her laughing the same way at her phone, saying his name too casually, the moment she started guarding her screen like it was a second heartbeat. I signed without reading. The pen felt heavier than it should have. The man behind her laughed again. "Smart move." I smiled back. That threw him off. I reached into my coat pocket and took out a small box. No ribbon, no label, just matte black cardboard. "For you," I said, handing it to the lawyer. He frowned, hesitated, then opened it. The color drained from his face so fast I thought he might collapse. He swallowed hard, leaned toward my wife, and whispered with a trembling voice, "You need to start begging. Now." The room locked in place. Her head snapped toward him. "What?" I stood, straightened my cuffs, and felt my pulse return. Slow, measured, obedient. "Don't worry," I said evenly. "You'll understand soon." I walked into the cold night, leaving the door ajar behind me. The laughter had vanished, replaced by panic, confusion, fear. The air burned my lungs and I welcomed it, because this wasn't the beginning. It was the moment I stopped pretending I didn't already know. I didn't sleep that night, not from fear, but because clarity refuses rest. I replayed everything. The late meetings, the inside jokes I wasn't part of, the way she'd started calling him safe, how safety had quietly replaced love, how she mistook comfort for loyalty. 3 months earlier, I'd stopped asking questions aloud. I listened instead. Phone records don't lie. Cloud backups don't forget. And people who believe they're smarter than you always leave fingerprints where they assume no one will search. The gift I handed her lawyer wasn't dramatic. No threats, no spectacle. Just a meticulously organized flash drive. Messages, timestamps, photos, a financial trail showing conflicts of interest, hidden assets, and an affair conducted on company time with company money. His firm represented her. He knew he'd helped design a divorce meant to bury what she believed would stay buried. Illegal doesn't always look violent. Sometimes it looks like arrogance. By morning, my phone began to buzz. I ignored it. By noon, emails, voicemails, missed calls stacked up like falling dominoes. I answered one. Her voice fractured as soon as she said my name. "We can talk about this," she rushed. "You didn't have to do whatever this is." I pictured her where I'd left her. Christmas lights still blinking, her reality rearranging itself without consent. "I already talked," I said. "You just weren't listening." Silence. Then anger, raw, frantic. "He meant nothing. It was just work. You're blowing this up." I smiled alone in my kitchen. "You served me divorce papers," I said quietly. "On Christmas. With him standing behind you." Another pause, heavier this time. Her lawyer resigned that afternoon. Quietly, professionally, before the ethics board made it public. Her company placed her on indefinite leave pending investigation. HR doesn't care about love stories. They care about documentation. By evening, she came to the house. No makeup, no confidence, just fear dressed poorly as remorse. "I made a mistake," she whispered. I didn't invite her inside. "Mistakes are accidental," I said. "This was strategy, just badly executed." "I signed the papers," I continued. "They stand. I'm not taking anything from you." Her eyes widened. "Then why?" "Because I wanted the truth acknowledged," I said. "Not forgiven." She reached for my arm. I stepped back. The porch light stretched her shadow long and thin behind her. Smaller than she remembered herself. I felt nothing. That was the final gift. "I hope he was worth it," I said. She opened her mouth. I closed the door. Later, alone, I poured another glass of wine, the same bottle from the night before. Tasted different now. Not bitter. Clean. Some people think revenge is about destruction. It isn't. It's about balance. And when the scales finally settle, you don't feel angry anymore. You feel free.